Hey, welcome back to another episode of the Living the Life Show. I am your host, Columbus Cody, and I thank you so much for joining us today. Today's lesson is called Dealing with Anger. A couple tips, a couple ideas about how we as believers should deal with our anger. In Ephesians 4:26, it says, "Be ye angry and sin not. Be ye angry and sin not. Let not the sun go down upon your wrath." See, anger is an emotion. Anger is an emotion that visits all of us, but we just can't let it remain. We can't let it move in. We can't let it stay. It's going to affect all of us. It's an emotion, just like happiness, just like sadness, just like all the other emotions we may have. Fear, anger is going to affect us. We just can't let it remain. See, we've got to learn how to deal with our anger quickly. In Ephesians 4:26 it says, "Let not the sun go down on your wrath." We got to deal with it quickly. We can't allow it to grow and to fester, and it becomes worse when we don't handle it right away. Deal with the situation that's angering you. It's just, how do you deal with that situation? That's the key. One of the biggest mistakes that we make, when it comes to anger, is that we go around and we talk about it to everybody. And all that does is it makes us more angry. Every time you retell the story, become more angry, more angry. We talk about it to people that have no desire to see you overcome your anger. That is a huge mistake that we make. We share this angry situation with people that want to see the anger flourish instead of diminish. See, becoming angry doesn't mean you're a bad person. Understand that. It doesn't mean you're a bad person or that something is wrong with you. It's what you do with that anger that proves the type of man or woman that you really are. Getting angry, everybody's going to get angry. Even Jesus got angry. The Bible tells us that he turned over the tables inside the temple where they were selling stuff in the church, selling doves, and they had no desire. It wasn't a worship atmosphere for them. It was an entrepreneurial atmosphere. It was a money-making scheme for them that bothered Jesus. But when he overturned those tables, he did not hurt anyone. His anger was what they call righteous anger. It was anger that can lead people to God. You're angry that people don't see God, but yet your anger doesn't cause you to harm anyone. Your anger brings light to their folly, to their fault, to their wrong. Not too many people know how to handle that kind of anger. A lot of people will try to justify their anger and say it's righteous anger, but it's not always the case. It's not always the case. See, mature Christians know how to handle anger differently than immature Christians and people that are worldly. But something you can't forget, just like with the Hulk, destruction usually follows anger. His patent words are, don't make me angry. You won't like me when I'm angry. Destruction generally follows anger, especially for people that don't know how to handle or deal with the anger. In James 1:19, it says, "Wherefore, my beloved brethren, let every man be swift to hear, slow to speak, slow to wrath." Now, the word wrath is another word for anger, or an intense anger, or passionate anger. Let a man be swift to hear, slow to speak, slow to anger. And we generally get this all wrong. We get it all wrong. We're very, 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 very quick to speak. We're very quick to get angry, and we're very slow to listen. We got it backwards. Have you ever blew up in anger? And you lashed out and you said things and you did things out of your anger. And when you finally calmed down and actually gave a chance to hear the situation through, you felt foolish for how you behaved. You felt foolish for the words that you let leave your lips, because you understood the situation totally wrong. But had you listened to these words that James wrote, be quick to hear, slow to speak, and slow to anger, you probably wouldn't have made that choice. Now, get this. This right here is probably my favorite thing of today's lesson. In Proverbs 16:32, it says, he that is slow to anger is better than the mighty, and he that ruleth his spirit than he that taketh a city. I'm going to say that again. He that is slow to anger is better than the mighty, and he that ruleth his spirit than he that taketh a city. Real strength, I'm talking about real strength, is shown when you can refrain from reacting out of anger. That's strength. When you can refrain from reacting out of anger. Every Christian should be striving to grow in Christ. And every Christian should be striving to possess what's called the fruit of the Spirit. The fruit of the Spirit is basically the results of having a Spirit-filled life. A lot of times people hear fruit of the Spirit and they're like, what is that? Is it something tangible that I can see? Yes, you can see it actually. But it's the results of having a Spirit-filled life. Now look at these fruit. I'm going to read this out of the NIV because I like the way it reads. This is Galatians 5:22 and 23. It says, but the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, forbearance, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and here it is, and self-control. Against such things there is no law. Self-control. Handling your anger. A mature Christian knows how to handle their anger. A mature Christian still gets angry. A mature Christian just knows how to handle their anger. So when you become angered by another's actions, ask yourself this question. How would I want God to handle me if I did the same thing? Just think about that for a moment. If someone angers you, ask yourself this question. If I did the same thing, how would I want God to handle me? So, in closing, two things to not do when you become angry. Number one, don't keep talking about it to everyone that will listen. Don't. Number two, don't seek counsel or advice from someone that will not offer you godly advice. All right. That's two things I want you to not do when you become angry. Don't go blabbing off at the mouth to everybody and expressing your anger so people can join in your fight with you. And number two, don't seek the advice of someone that's going to stir your anger. Here's two things I want you to always do when you become angry. Number one, pray before you speak or do anything. Ask God for the guidance of what to say and what to do. So pray before you make a move. Number two, do exactly what God reveals for you to do. So pray and ask him for his guidance. And number two, do what he says do. And if we lean and depend on the Lord, even in the most heated of moments, he will help us keep our emotions under control. And self-control is something that many of us are lacking. But when we see it in someone, it is admirable. It is contagious. It is eye-catching. How in the world could you keep yourself composed in that situation? It's the Lord. It's the Lord within me. Think about this as we go. If people see me react based on anger, it may cost me the chance to be an effective witness for Jesus Christ in their lives. If they see me react out of anger, it's too late for me to say, I didn't mean to say that. I didn't mean to do that. Let me tell you about Jesus, though. I don't want to hear about Jesus after I saw how you handled that person. how you treated that man or that woman or that child. I don't want to hear about Jesus from you. You just lost your chance to be a witness because you did not have self-control. So think about this. If you have the worst of anger issues, the Bible tells us that Jesus will be our counselor. Ask him what to do and he'll help you. He'll show you. He'll lead you. He'll make sure that in your heated moment that there'll be some calm for you to walk into. But you got to want that. You got to want to be calmed. You got to want to have guidance. You got to want to receive that guidance. And if you do, you'll find yourself pretty soon being able to withstand and handle those moments that used to rattle you and totally leave you discombobulated. Yeah, I said it, discombobulated. So I hope you enjoyed the show. Hope you'll join me again for the next show. Look forward to spending that time with you. If you ever need to reach me, it is gottoliveright@gmail.com. gottoliveright@gmail.com. 3 things I'd like for you to do for me. Like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and share it with as many people as you know. God bless you, and until next time, I'll see you later from the Living the Life Show.